Cheers, Merry Christmas. How do you do, Buckaroos? Tsarry night. Oh, yes, the Tsarry night from Springfield Brewing Company. Actually, this is their variant of their Russian Imperial of the same name. Tsarry night. This is a bourbon barrel aged Russian Imperial stout that also uses black cherries, raspberries, and cherries. Why did I buy this, you ask? Since you know I don't like some of those items. Well, because I needed to get one bottle to my friend. I thought, well, let's give it a shot and see what's in it. I really like the version. I would love to. For me, I'm a bit of a purist, right? I would love to have had this just bourbon barrel aged. However, some people like all that crap old later beer, so why not? I suppose. Bottled on 11/28 of 18. It is 9.8%. The regular version is not. Ooh, don't do that. Stay, man. The regular version is don't do it, Martha. The regular version is 9.1. So here at 9.8, obviously the bourbon barrel did something. I don't know why. It just seems like everybody's got chuck fruit and everything these days. I would love to see. I think they did a version of this in the past where they just used tart cherry. It seems like they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink in it this year. Again, I'm a bit of a purist, so I personally would have liked to see just barrel aged. Just bourbon barrel aged, just rye barrel aged, just any barrel aged. Just hold the damn fruit. But I'm going to try to not pass judgment, and let's try it here. Well, I got to tell you, that nose is rather spectacular. Bourbon barrel aged Russian Imperial Stout using blackberry, raspberry, and cherry. I just don't like blackberry and raspberry. I don't know. Those seems like they want to always use those two fruits. I can deal with the cherry. Hell, there's even a couple others I can deal with. Blackberries and raspberries, I just don't dig, man. I'd prefer them going back to sour cherry or using some other kind of fruit. You know what I'm saying? Then again, trying to be unbiased here. I do feel the bourbon barrel. I notice feel the bourbon barrel. I'm trying to get a lot of that fruit, but I'm getting a whole lot of bourbon barrel so far is what I'm getting on the nose. I certainly can get some vanilla, caramel, oak, and a little spice. I didn't have this cold. Well, I bought it for the brewery. About I don't know, sometime this afternoon. About let's say 3-ish. It's late in the evening now, and I came home. I got it out of the cooler there. Came home, but I didn't put it in the cooler. Just left it in the garage, which is probably colder. The garage was in the cooler, but anyway, I'm trying to let it out and let it get to that temperature that a beer like this probably ought to be at. The original version of this, before it hits the barrel, I remarked that it is a Russian Imperial Stout, and I'm not trying to say that it wasn't, but it did finish a lot like a great big FES. I mean, it was typically dry. It was drier than your typical Russian Imperial, was the point I was trying to make. And here you have, well, the base beer is drier, and then when you oak it, you bourbon barrel age it, you're going to dry it out even more. And it just dries the heck out. So I'm going to skip to the end, then I'm going to work my way back, kind of deconstruct this video a little bit. The finish is gorgeous because you've got that oak just cleaning anything up that may linger. You may have some additional sweetness due to that fruit. I do feel bourbon barrel notes. There's no doubt about that. I do feel some bourbon. Again, vanilla, caramel. Sometimes I get toffee, but here I am specifically getting caramel more so than toffee. And a lot of oak, not a lot of spice. I was feeling some spice on the nose. I'm not feeling a lot of spice on the finish, but I'm certainly getting a whole lot of oak there. But I am feeling like a lot of those fruits. They say, what do they say? What I read? Let me read this one more time. Blackberry, raspberry, and cherry. I should remember that, but for some reason, I'm not this evening. I'm getting confused because they did a version of this, I think, with black currant, and I keep wanting to say that. Or maybe I'm thinking of another beer. Who knows? But yeah, I got to be honest with you. Now I'm getting more of that fruit on the flavor than I was in the nose, so I may get more of it here as it warms up more. But I'm not finding. I typically find blackberries and raspberries very off-putting for my particular taste buds, and here I'm not. I kind of feel them there. I know it's there. I can't taste a blackberry and a black cherry, but I don't find them off-putting, so that works for me. And that's probably because it could be the mix of the cherries in there, because you certainly do feel those cherries in a great big way. But I think it's just the way the whole beer comes together is why it works. Is those fruits don't seem disjointed. I think that, for me anyway, when it doesn't work is when all I taste is that fruit all at once. Here it all sort of comes together rather harmoniously. It's a very decadent, very rich, creamy beer. But I think some of that fruit is tamped down by, well, that big old bourbon barrel, because that really is the star of the show. I always worried when they start chucking fruit in, is that going to become the star and the beer becomes the the supporting cast? But here the beer is the star. Your big supporting actor is the bourbon barrel, and then you've got some great character pieces with that fruit in there, and that's why this works. That's how a great movie works too. Yeah, I got to tell you, this is rather spectacular. But because clearly I wanted to, I didn't want to say I wanted to hate it, but I was a little skeptical about the fruit. I really wanted to love it, which is why I bought it. But I was a little skeptical. I was a little skeptical, man. Because I was when you've got when there's three fruits in there, and you don't like two out of three of them, your expectations aren't set too high. This is Shadow. Say hi, Shadow. Now, Large comes on camera. Large shows her face, but Shadow gets on camera. Shadow seems like to show her rump. Shadow must be very proud of her backside because that's all she wants to show the camera is her rump. Anyways, I digress. I'm not going to drink the whole beer for it because this a beer like this really should take you a while to drink, and I don't want to hurry through it because I know I'm going to pick up notes that I haven't mentioned yet. But Tsarry Night, if you can find the original version, buy it. It is absolutely worth it. It's a great beer. And again, I like it because it does start out like a big Russian Imperial Stout, but it has that finish a lot like an FES. It's malty, a little dry. It almost has that FES like finish to it, which I find rather impressive. So there you go. I am John Beer Whisperer. Merry Christmas to you all, and to all a good night. I wasn't going to say that, it just came out. I won't go into my usual spiel. We're going to end it right there.